It's remarkable stuff, man. The modern American left, they just can't turn it off. Donald Trump, he's got a rally today in Michigan, and people are not deterred. There is a crazy long line of people waiting to get inside right now. And people are not afraid, man. The only thing that these people fear is doing nothing, because I believe the average American now recognizes that the modern American left has got to be stopped. But the left, man, after everything, they just can't turn it off. They have no clue what their side is going to do as far as a candidate. They really don't care. They don't even care if the party of democracy literally nullifies the 14 million Democrat primary voters that voted crazily for Joe Biden. They do not care if the party of democracy actually exercises democracy. All they care about is destroying Donald Trump. Literally nothing has changed on their side.
Do you believe it is unhelpful to public discourse in America that people keep calling Trump the new Hitler?
People call him Trump the Hitler. Republicans did. It was unhelpful. What's unhelpful is when we do not have policy conversations. That is unhelpful.
But why can't you just answer that question? Why is it so hard to answer?
When we go racist and non-racist,
hang on, Ben.
You don't actually talk about what the actual issue is. That to me is silly. And then when you spend 40 minutes on just that one question versus what are the
but you won't answer it either. This question can be answered very quickly and we move on.
I answered it.
What?
I answered it.
Do you believe? Hang on, Roland. What was your? I missed it. What was your answer?
How did you miss it?
Should people call Trump the new Hitler? Yes or no?
People shouldn't call Trump the new Hitler. Okay. If he quote Hitler, quote him.
Okay. Good. So he's not the new Hitler. It's wrong to do that. It's inflammatory and wrong, yeah?
Do I believe he's dangerous? Yes.
No, that's not the question.
No. See, again, Piers.
It's not the question.
No, Piers.
It should be very straightforward.
No, Piers. You asked
Roland,
the question.
Is he the new Hitler? No. Should people stop calling him the new Hitler? Yes.
I've already answered it.
So people should stop calling him Hitler.
Okay. We're going to call him Trump. What's the next question, Piers?
This is all part of a really, really good episode that I encourage you guys to all watch on the Piers Morgan channel. The entire thing is great, right? And Piers, he's not a Trump guy, right? But he's a pretty interesting guy. And I think when you look at Piers Morgan, I think he represents where a lot of American voters really are. Obviously he thinks tribalism and all the vitriol from both sides has got to go. Can't argue with that. He's pretty liberal on abortion. He's, I think, not really entirely sure from time to time where he stands on guns. He's super clear that boys should not be beating girls in sports. He's also pretty clear that people without brains should not be leading countries or free worlds. And he is the first to admit that there is no place for any mostly peaceful political violence. He's a pretty reasonable guy. And I think when you look at his views, just break them all down, that represents a lot of us, right? And here's what I really appreciate about Piers Morgan. He has a really, really low threshold for bullshit. And he is real quick and respectful when he calls it out. And I'm going to show you a good one, guys. But first, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button right now so that we can work this algorithm in our favor and spread this message to as many people as possible. It really, really does mean a lot.
Years. God bless Joe Biden. And let's get him all the way to that convention stage.
Roland Martin, do you agree with that?
So let me walk you through this here. And that is this here. For the last 20 days, the attacks on Joe Biden have not come from the right. They've actually come from his own party.
Yes.
And so one of the dumbest things in the world. Now, we saw Donald Trump lie constantly in that debate on June 27th. What you did not see was Republicans talking about all of his lies. They totally ignored it. So what you have, so with all of that, you still have a very tight race.
I know you guys know this, but these people, they not one time will illustrate or explain the lies that they say Donald Trump supposedly told, right? And I'm going to do a video on the lies that they say came out of his RNC speech, but they're all pretty laughable stuff, right? But this is who these people are. And this is what they think works on the American voters. They think that you're stupid, and they think that they can just say Donald Trump lied X amount of times and that after 10 years of saying the same garbage, that you're just going to believe it. They need you to believe it. They need you to focus on all that while they commit their soft coup on their own candidate, something that sounds like, wacky Roland Martin here actually supports. And he is literally going to lose his mind when Piers Morgan calls him on it.
So what you have, so with all of that, you still have a very tight race. The greatest, so the fundamental problem for Democrats is this, and folks that want to deal with this. You have Dem power brokers who've been trying to get Kamala Harris off the ticket for 3 years. They don't want her to leave the ticket. So the 2028 battle is happening right now. Here's the problem, though. If you pick anyone other, if you take Biden off, you pick anybody other than Harris, you can't transfer the money. You can't transfer the 1,000 campaign workers. You can't transfer the 100 field offices. How do you build a national campaign on the fly in a matter of weeks?
But don't you think, Roland, the party machine, because the super PAC money can be transferred, right? Do you not think? Do you not think the machinery could get behind another candidate?
No, super PAC. Remember, super PACs are not supposed to coordinate with campaigns, even though we know they do. So they can't do that. So you have to have a campaign apparatus. So the Democrats' greater problem is they're killing their own plan A. Listen, when Disney was getting rid, get rid of Bob Chapek, the board of Disney didn't go, hey, let's get rid of Bob and don't have a plan B. Get Iger already lined up. You cannot move on plan A unless a plan B in place.
All right, but so Roland, plan A, plan B, whatever. Who do you want to be the Democrat nominee to come up against Trump?
If you persuade Biden to step aside, the only logical person from a money and infrastructure standpoint,
no, I hear you,
is the vice.
But who do you want the nominee to be?
No, I'm not. See, again, I don't deal in this Disney-fied world. I deal in reality.
I don't know if it's just how Democrats are wired, but man, they cannot answer direct questions and they can't stand behind what they believe and they can't even explain what they believe. But what I think he's actually saying is that he wants Kamala Harris to be the one that subverts and nullifies the entire Democrat primary process, right? But he's doing everything he can to avoid actually saying that she deserves it, or if they don't pick her, that they're just going to prove that DEI is a failure for good. He's trying to say it's about logic, which, I mean, he gives a good argument, but it's always funny to hear a liberal talk about what's logical. But he does say it's about money and infrastructure. And that makes some sense, but it's not a ringing endorsement, right? And if you just read between the lines on that, just that one comment, just for a second, what he's saying Democrats don't want to nominate and they don't want to vote for the best person to lead the country or lead the world. They want to get behind a person that they think can win. And they'll basically figure out how to make it work later if and when she does, right? The problem there is, I think we've seen over the last few years that doesn't work. You can't just elect a vegetable and figure it out later.
The only person from a money standpoint and an infrastructure
I get you. So would you rather it be, okay, so would you personally rather it be Joe Biden or Kamala Harris?
Biden has to decide. See,
well, what do you think?
If Biden listen,
what
Biden
do you
has
think,
made it clear.
Roland?
Hey, Piers, Biden has made it clear he's running. Unless Obama goes to him and says, "Hey, Joe."
No, I understand all that, but I'm very curious why somebody who's been one of the most opinionated human beings I've ever known in my life, and which is a good thing. But why can't you just answer a straight question? Which one do you prefer?
Piers, I've been making the phone calls. I'm looking at the reality of this.
I know,
this is not.
Would you rather it be Biden or Harris? Who do you think has a better chance of winning?
I'm telling you right now. You missed what I just told you. Listen to me clearly, Piers. If they move Biden, they're taking out Harris, and that will be completely detrimental.
These people cannot answer the question, right? I mean, they're afraid. Some of them I think most of them actually recognize that what they're actually trying to do is going to turn on them. It's most likely going to turn on them. These people have been talking about democracy and insurrection and extremism and blah, 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 blah. They've been talking about this garbage for 4 years. So this this will blow up. And he's right. This is not a guy that does not have an opinion. He just is afraid to share it, right? And that's why I'm showing this video. I really, really do believe that these two guys are sort of a microcosm for the two sides right now. The left that will literally destroy anything they can to try to win, very well represented by Roland, right? And the rest of people, thinking people who are watching these people and wondering what they'll do, that's represented in Piers. This is what we're dealing with now, right? And obviously, I don't know what will happen, but I'm honestly beginning to think that Joe Biden is going to take the whole ship down. We all knew what Democrats were going to try to do. They were going to try to get rid of Joe Biden. We've seen this plan coming for probably a year by now. But I think us and them, we all underestimated what a selfish, greedy, stubborn swamp dinosaur Joe Biden really is. And he is going to make them light a fire to smoke them out.
If they move Biden, they're taking out Harris. And that will be completely detrimental.
Why are they taking out Harris? I don't understand.
Because they haven't wanted her anyway. They went to Biden in the last couple of years to get him to drop.
Okay, but look, putting aside all of this, who do you personally, Roland Martin, who would you like to see take on Trump with the best chance of winning? Just give me a name.
The best chance you actually have of winning right now is Biden, Harris, because of money and infrastructure.
All right, fair enough. I got there in the end. All right.
The entire party into complete disarray.
But I can tell you, you're already in complete disarray, and Joe Biden cannot beat Donald Trump. And actually, what happened last weekend, all that did was cement that. There's no chance.
There was no massive.
The Democratic Party is not.
Let me bring in Jake for a final word.
He can't possibly believe what he just said. If he really thinks that Joe Biden is their best chance to beat Donald Trump, then it's over. I mean, just let the games begin, man. There is no way he believes that. But here's what I actually hear him not saying, right? He can't even bring himself to say that Kamala Harris should run for president. No one wants Kamala Harris to run for president. She probably doesn't even want it herself. No one knows what to do on that side. No one knows what they're going to do except for lose. We're all pretty confident that they're going to do that. But honestly, I think both sides are pretty confident at this point that Democrats are going to lose, because now it comes down to actual record and actual ideas and actual energy. And on those things, man, there is no contest. The Democrats saw this coming. They've seen the entire time of Joe Biden's presidency. And that's why they tried the second impeachment with Trump. That's why they tried ballot removal in multiple states. That's why they've levied indictments. I mean, this moment right here is the reason that they've made every anti-democracy move that they've made. And now they basically have absolutely nothing left. And if the election was held today, obviously, I mean, it would be over. And I just hope that momentum holds. But it's fun to watch, and we have to win this time, man. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.